DGC12, Intrigues of Gold, is the 12th campaign story arc for Dimgaard since 5th edition was introduced. This pulls together some themes that have been hinted at throughout the Dimgaard modules into a very nice, broad story arc. The themes are not unique to Dimgaard. What we have in Dimgaard, this pulls together, is we have a marginalized population that is oppressed in the dragonkind. You have dragonborn, you have half-dragons, you have sorcerers of draconic origin, and we even introduce a new thing, which is warlocks, who have a dragon patron. We introduce a new level of dragonhood, the Great Worm, which is what ancient dragons progress to. So that's the one thing. We have the marginalized and oppressed dragonkind who are looking to alleviate that oppression, put themselves in a state where they will not be continually subjected to it, form some sort of a nationhood out of their racial identity. The other thing we have going on is the situation where Dimgaard was once ruled by a patchwork of very powerful dragons long, long ago, before even the elves emerged. Right? And those dragons, those ancient dragons, were dispossessed through a civil war that was engineered by Archfey so that the elves could emerge as a primary race in Dimgaard. So somewhere out there in the universe, there are a handful of very powerful dragons who hold a great deal of resentment at the fact that their legitimate territorial integrity was disrupted in Dimgaard, and they have that is an injustice that many would like to see rectified, and not just those dragons, but also their progeny in the form of dragonborn and half dragons that remained in Dimgaard after they left. So those are the two things: the injustice towards the true dragons, and then the ongoing oppression of the dragonkind that were left behind. Then we introduce a new element into the mix in the Shadowfell. Right? So the Shadowfell has some powers, in particular the ability to transform dragons into shadow dragons that some dragons have thought to harness to strengthen themselves. So we've got all these forces coming together. And the mix provides a very strong background for a very good storyline. So it's made up of 4 episodes, all tailored for 13th level PCs. It presents some very strong moral dilemmas for the party. You've got some radicals who are doing some very dangerous and violent things on their own, but we understand their motives, right? That it is a reaction to the historic oppression of their people, and so there is some sympathy towards them in that capacity. If you have a party of around 13th level, we believe that this will be a very good experience for the DM and the players. It should generate a very compelling, memorable story.